TJ, congratulations! Obviously, a big win for you tonight. Not an easy one. You got rocked a little bit in the first. I mean, can you talk about just how the fight was playing out and how hurt you were at the end of the first round?
Yeah, man. I conditioned my chin. No, he's fast. He was ready for those leg kicks coming in, and every time I was setting up my kicks, he's avoiding them. I almost did too much setting up. They knew what I was doing. Had to change that up in the second. And because of how good a shape I am, I was able to bounce right back from that right hand. I knew he had a dangerous right hand, and came back in and cleared out the cobwebs a little bit.
And the second is when he kind of started doing his talking and dancing and showboating a little bit. I mean, did that change things for you? Did it change your strategy? Did it change your emotion when he started kind of taunting a little bit?
No, man, I tried to stay as level-headed as I possibly could this fight. I knew that the game plan was try to get me emotional, try to get me to fight out of my technique, and try to catch me coming in. He's a counter fighter. He's fast, and he likes to counter. So I didn't want to play his game, and so by me being aggressive, I'm an aggressive fighter. That's the way I fight. I fight very aggressively, and they were looking to take advantage of that. So that's why I tried staying long in the beginning. I wasn't committing fully to my kicks because I was trying to stay long, trying to stay outside of his power. But eventually, the second round, I had to say, screw it and go for it,
Afterwards, you made it clear you want to meet your shots and you want to go get that flyweight title.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious. I mean, you'd been talking, wanting that fight before, but I mean, you look in incredible shape when you weigh in at 135 pounds. So, I mean, what would it realistically take for you to get down to the flyweight limit? I mean, how much time would you need? Are we talking lifestyle change? I mean, how realistic is this?
So the reason why I look so lean at 35 is because the way I work. I put muscle on to be on 35. So I'm not a big 35-pounder. I walk around at 150. But I stack on and I stay lean. I keep my diet. I kept my diet up through since the Ultimate Fighter, and so I've been on this new diet. I've been with a new strength conditioning coach, and he keeps the muscle on me because that's what I need. And now when I go 25s, we're gonna have to lean that down. It is a lifestyle change, but right now I'm having a baby on December 28th, which I'm super pumped on. So now my wife's got a fight camp that I got to get her ready for. She's been supporting me, so it's my time to support her.
Quick question. Were you at all, I don't know if you noticed it, but were you at all surprised by kind of how pro Cody Garbrandt and how the crowd was booing you a lot? Was that surprising at all, given that it's not California, it was all the way across the country?
I was portrayed as a bad guy this entire time, and I'm not one of the ones that's going to be boisterous and talk shit back and try to badmouth their name, I tried to hold my chin high, and I defended myself, I feel like I stuck up for myself, but I wasn't going out there to try to be, crazy and talk trash, So I was easily turned into the bad guy from the show and then everything else that they were trying to do to get under my skin.
And what you ended up catching him with, was that, again, something that you were looking for, or just in the heat of the moment?
That one was in the heat of the moment. The left kick, we know he holds his right hand low already anyways. It's something he actually holds both his hands very low all the time. He throws really fast hooks. And so the plan was to kick his leg, kick his body, kick his leg, kick his body, bring everything down, bring his hands down even lower than they already were, which set up the left kick. And then from there, I kind of went on autopilot and, just look for the punches on the go, and when it landed.
I had about knockouts in training, or knockdowns in training, whatever you want to call it. But under the lights, you were the guy that got it done. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I don't have to bring out some crazy footage of a gym war, If he would have kept playing it, he would have shown, like he got called out on Rogan's podcast about me getting back up and yelling at him and continuing to fight, But again, that's another thing to try to get under your skin. It was perfect timing, the night before the fight. So it's those mental warfares. And by me losing to Cruz, which I don't think I lost anyways, but by taking that loss, I learned something from it. I fought too emotional. That fight wouldn't have been even close if I would have kept my cool, how I almost finished him in the 4th and 5th round. And so I learned from that. I learned, you even see in my next 2 fights after fighting Cruz, I wasn't as aggressive. I took my time, and so I had to learn from that mistake, and that's what helped me get through all the bull crap of this fight camp.
Hey TJ, to your right.
Oh, cool.
Hey man. Obviously, it must be satisfying enough getting the win and winning the belt, but is it a little bit more satisfying when a victory comes against someone who's had a lot to say about you?
Yeah, man. I was practicing to be tough. I wasn't talking to be tough. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to build my confidence up by talking trash. I put my nose to the ground and worked hard, worked really hard for a long time, and it paid off. I mean, you do good, you train hard, good things will happen.
TJ, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
When you got tagged at the end of the first round and went to the corner, first of all, what did your corner say to you?
Dwayne was telling me I was setting my kicks up too much. They were expecting it. When I was throwing something, he was backing out. He was already kind of a step ahead, like knew that I was setting it up for a reason, And so just to fire him off without setting him up, catch him off guard. If you're able to switch your rhythm up in a fight, especially from round to round, and be a new fighter, that's going to mess someone up. And so that's what happened.
I know you've been talking about wanting to go fight Mighty Mouse. Cody spent a lot of time up there talking about how he wants a rematch. Are you willing to give it to him?
I just finished him in the second round. He doesn't deserve a rematch. He's very new in this sport. He needs to work his way back up. I should have got a rematch after that Cruz fight. Very close split decision that I thought I won, and I did not get it. It took me a year and a half. Well, actually, almost 2 years to get it. So I think he's gonna have to definitely build himself back up.
Congrats, TJ. You saw some of those crazy knockouts and, first time ever 3 title fights, change hands. To be part of this, what was it like for you?
Oh, it was awesome. Just to even tell yourself you're fighting at Madison Square Garden, that's a treat in its own. You're coming to a very historical arena, and then to have an historical night like we did tonight and be part of it. I mean, that's always going to be remembered, And I get to look back on this when my career's all done and said and be like, "Damn, that was awesome."
They were chanting, I don't know if you could hear "fuck you, TJ" at one point.
I did hear it.
Necessarily say that,
yeah.
but did that shock you? Did you hear that?
No, I guess it didn't shock me because of I've had to build up some tough skin this camp. I've definitely had to build up some tough skin. I was the villain. I was the heel. And so that's just something you got to roll with. You can't get emotional. Like I said, it's something that I had to learn. Unfortunate, but it is what it is.
And then I wonder, you said Dwayne gave you instructions in the corner right there. Yeah, I watched when you walked back and you kind of wobbled to the corner.
When I first stood up, yeah.
Yeah, how quickly did your head clear? Because it seemed, I wonder, is he even going to be able to hear what Dwayne said and just spend the time allowing you to recuperate?
No, it cleared up as soon as I shot in on that single leg. I mean, it was like I went for a push kick. I remember that, and I came to follow it up, and that's when he hit me with it. It's like a short shovel punch he throws all the time, And I remember like a quick hitting my butt and then being on a single leg. So I was all there for that. It's one of those things that you can condition your chin. If you're in good enough shape, you keep that oxygen to your brain, you're going to keep going.
Start of the match, a little slow. Then Cody starts landing stuff. 30 more seconds in the first round. God knows what can happen. What are you telling yourself after the first round, or coaches or whatnot? What are you telling yourself in order to bounce back as you did in the second round?
I'm listening to the information given to me. They're the ones that see from the outside in. That's why you have cornermen, And so keep your composure, get in there, and, listen to them. Were
you rattled at all, or?
Oh, like I said, I stood up. My foot didn't want to be under me right away, But I was not mentally rattled, I guess, Those are things you learn to deal with, You got to push through those things.
Right here, TJ. Cody said that he respects you as an athlete and as a fighter, but that he still feels the same way towards you as a person.
Yeah.
How about yourself? How do you feel about Cody right now?
I mean,
has anything changed?
I respect him as a fighter as well. I mean, I do not appreciate. I mean, me or my family. As you can see, my brother got very emotional after the fight. Have not appreciated the accusations and just the crap talk and trying to diminish my name and who I am, So, that's one that I won't ever forgive him for, But I do respect him for being a great competitor, and I'm sure we'll see him again. But he's lost a lot of my respect. He lost all the respect from my family.
TJ, congratulations again on the great fight.
Appreciate it.
So, what's bigger to you, winning this belt, or getting the belt back, or beating Cody?
Getting the belt back. I said that from the beginning. This is professional for me. If I was going to get into it, like you're saying, and being pumped about beating Cody, then I would have fought emotional. I would have been angry about fighting him. So kept it as a professional level and knew that I was fighting to get back what I thought was rightfully mine. I mean, I don't lose that split decision to Cruz or Sensao. I'm on a 13-fight win streak. We could be talking about me being the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And those are things you gotta swallow and just know that you're chasing your dream.
And you talk about, you want to fight DJ, but if he declines, if he doesn't take that fight, you're not going to give Cody the rematch. Who's up next?
We'll see what happens with Dominic Cruz and Rivera. It's a tough fight. I think Cruz has got his hands full with that fight. But Demetrius can't run from this one. This one's too big. He broke his record. He got to pat himself and break his record. Now let's make some money. He's talking about how he wants those 7-figure fights. Well, this is it. Step up, be a man of your word, and let's get this fight going. He's a very cerebral fighter. He's smart. Him and his coach. So I know it's a very tough fight against me.
Over here, at the end of that first round, how aware were you of the clock, and how much were you thinking about surviving that bell?
No, I wasn't. I remember hearing the 10-second before that all happened, but it wasn't like survive the round. It was just continued fight. I mean, you can't think about survival. You got to fight. If you're thinking about survival, you're getting finished.
It did seem like after the fight there was an incident between Cody and Dwayne. Do you have any idea what happened there at all?
No, it was my brother. My brother's in my corner, and like I said, he's been very offended by some of the things and accusations and the way that some of my really good friends that I thought have treated me, and he's an emotional guy. He loves me more than anybody I know, and he was just backing me, and all he said was, "What?" And we know Cody's a hothead as well, and so he went after him, and then he had to get escorted. So escorted from MSG, that's another one to put on the bucket list, I guess. Yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Sitting there waiting.